Hi everybody, Alicia Casey here. So today I'm going to talk to you about sharing and presenting, and just keep rolling from last week. What we talked about, kind of giving you the overview of the Empowered Success System, and getting you on the right foot. So I'm super excited to have you guys keep rolling in this launch and giving yourself the tools and confidence to get you where you want to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and share our PowerPoint. Oh, let me go back out. Move me. Here we go. Perfect. So Empowered Success. So this is our system. And we hire the guides. We hand them out. We share them. We download them. We share them. And this is how we really get the information out to people. And again, you can find them on doterra.com under Empowered Success. And you can download the guides here. And we're ultimately building our pipeline. So, with like say you wanted to buy, I don't know, a Subway franchise. What it would take would be to invest a lot of money in getting the location, building it out, paying whatever the franchise fee is. Usually they're like $100,000 or something like that, as well as paying your employees when you first open and you don't really have a lot of income being generated yet till you're establishing that business. So with a normal business, you'd have to invest a lot of money. And with a doTERRA business, we don't have to invest a lot of money, just our 100 PV order every month to have ourselves and our family be healthy. But we need to invest our time and spending time with people and working with people and really letting them know that you care, you're there for them to help them feel better and make a difference in their life. Okay, so this is how we build our pipeline. And some of the most successful people I've seen don't necessarily build really fast, but they create really strong relationships to where you have a customer/friend for life, and they're not just looked at like as a number. It's really, someone that's in your community that you love, that you want to help and support in whatever way that looks like. And so on the last, video I had you guys watch with Charla talking about the sampling system. When people try the oils and they find that it works, they want to buy everything, and then when they find out all these other ways that it works, then they'll continue to buy and buy and buy. And that's really what we want. We don't want them to just buy a kit one time, because that's not building our pipeline. Our pipeline is all about residual income. So by using this pipe system, we're able to support our customers, build those relationships, have them set up for success so they don't feel like they're being sold, they don't feel like a number. We want them to feel like we are there to do a service for them and empower them to take control of their own health and become that healer in their own home. Okay, so the pipes, again, are P for prepare, which we talked about last week in detail. I for invite, which you got a really detailed version of that with Charla's video, with the Elise Chedevy method to sampling and inviting, which is highly, highly effective. And then P for present, which we're going to talk about today. E for enroll. S for support. Okay, so we're going to go through each of these pipes as we go throughout the 6 weeks. And it's going to make more and more sense as we go. So just hang with me. Okay, so let's go back to the share guide. We talked about it a little bit this last week. But I think this is one of the most underutilized tools. A lot of times we go straight to, we use the Natural Solutions handout guide to teach the class, and then we go straight to the build guide. Or the lifestyle overview, so after they enroll, then we go straight to the lifestyle overview guide, which is perfect. We're going to talk about that in a couple weeks and how to do those lifestyle overviews. And then if they say they want to build a business, we go straight to the build guide and not actually using the share guide. So I want to go in a little more detail on this. So for you right now, if you're brand new to the business, you'll want to go through the share guide and like train yourself in it. So that way you can teach other people. But this is also our tool that when someone wants to host a class, which, you know, in order to complete this launch, you'll need to have 4 classes, and that could be you having a class at your home, that could be you gathering people at a coffee shop, the winery, the brewery, restaurant, or it could be someone, either someone that's not enrolled in doTERRA, having them host the class, or maybe someone, a customer that you've already signed up that's loving the oils and wants to share with their friends and family. So a lot of times I love, you know, if I've invited someone over and over and over and again to a class and they say, you know, they want to come, oh, I can't make it. They want to come, oh, I can't make it. Or last minute they cancel, last minute they cancel. I'll just be like, hey, why don't you host a class? Then you can get free stuff, and you'll have to show up. It's at your house, right? And they'll be like, yeah, sure. Or their business or their office or at their school, whatever. Okay, so this is the tool to actually train them how to share and how to prep them to be an awesome host so they have a successful class, so they get a bunch of free stuff. Their friends all love the product, and it just is an overall success for you and them. Okay, so sharing comes naturally when it's easy to share what you love with those you love. So when you're working with a new hostess, you can actually, you know, qualify them. Hey, like, why would you want to share doTERRA? To empower others, earn rewards, or create an income. So you're starting to get a picture of where they're at. Like, they might totally shock you and be like, I want to earn an income. Like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that, right? So you'll want to, and then you can actually, there's a short names list right here, so you can work with them on creating that names list. Now you guys all created your names list last week, so you know how to do it, so now you can help someone else do it. And then 3 steps to inviting. So sharing, inviting, and reminding. So we talked, you know, Charlotte's video talked about this in detail, like how to sample. I love to sample people with the roller balls. So I've been doing a lot more roller ball samples than actual little tiny dram sample bottles. Or I will use like the Deep Blue Rub sample, which is one of my absolute favorites. But it could be just sharing an experience, having your hostess carry their oils in their purse at all times. So when, you know, someone at work has a headache or, you know, is all like stuffy, they can, you know, share some peppermint with them or whatever that looks like. Okay. And then, you know, inviting them to learn more. So once they like the oil, that's when you actually invite them to a class, right? Having them have the handout, or I'm sorry, the invitation where you can write it out right then, great. And then reminding them to come. So, you know, doing that call a few days before, I can't wait to see you, blah, 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 blah. And then the day of, another text message reminder saying, you know, can't wait to see you, I have a surprise for you, which I would usually use, like make samples up for a surprise, or the A to Z guide, or those little mini Essential Life books. They're like around $1 or a little over $1. You can get the A to Z guides under $1. That's what I use as my surprise, because I want them to have that anyways. It could be a living magazine that you got in your class in a box. It could be a toothpaste sample, Deep Blue Rub sample. I mean, it could be anything. But you want to have a little surprise for them, and it's exciting. Okay. And then you want to look at like sharing anytime, anywhere. So integrate sharing into your daily activities. It builds trust, makes connections, but you have to be prepared. So you have to have those samples in your purse, in your car, keeping living magazines and, different materials in your car at all times is going to really help you be prepared to share. And you can use that Healthy Can Be Simple, the little booklet. I love that booklet, and I carry that with me at all times. Or the Lisa Zimmer trifold, which I have the trifold. So if anyone wants to, I'm actually going to do a bulk order of blank ones that you can just throw a label on. Okay, so being prepared. Oh, and then also, as far as the host goes, you want to make sure your host is prepared. And they have, you've set them up with Healthy Can Be Simple guides, or your brochures, or Deep Blue Rub samples, or little rollerball samples, just making sure that they're set up for success. And sharing your story. So I want you guys this week to actually share your story. Let me grab the guide because I can't read it. It's in such small writing on the screen. But you want to write out a little story for yourself and practice sharing it with people this week. You'll be surprised how people react to your story. So what it says here is, be prepared to share your own story about why essential oils are important to you. Keep it brief so you have time to learn about them. What led you to doTERRA? What concerns were you or your loved ones dealing with? What frustrations did you experience due to those concerns? So the story I always tell people is, when I found doTERRA, I was looking for natural solutions. I had chronic pain from head to toe, probably an autoimmune condition, and I was looking for anything natural to get myself out of pain. And then I had a lot of other issues I was dealing with, like, stress, anxiety. I was just tired all the time, and I wanted to find some natural solutions that would help me. And the first thing someone shared with me was actually the Deep Blue Rub, and I fell in love with that product immediately. I was able to use that on my back, and it really helped reduce the pain. And so, of course, if I found something that worked, I'd want to use more of it. And I started looking at all the other products, and shortly after I became a doTERRA wellness advocate, I was introduced to the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And I had tried so many other vitamins before, and I was kind of skeptical, but I was also hopeful because so many people had had such a positive experience with it. So I tried Lifelong Vitality Pack. Within 30 days, my pain level had been reduced. I had more energy, better sleep, my stress level was down. Just overall, I just felt so much better. And I continued to start cleaning up my lifestyle using the doTERRA like skincare and deodorant, and switching out my chemical cleaners to using all natural essential oils. And through, cleaning up my diet and drinking more water, just all those things, like taking baby steps, I was actually able to heal my gut, and I don't have an autoimmune disease anymore. And so it wasn't just necessarily one thing I did, it was everything I did. But it all started with that one bottle of Deep Blue Rub that changed everything for me. And then, at the bottom it says, what is life like before and what is life like now? So, before I found doTERRA, I wasn't able to snowboard anymore. I wasn't able to play any sports, hike. And now I play flag football. I can hike. I could play soccer. I go to the gym. I do high octane workouts. Like, I never thought I would be able to do anything like that ever again, because I had continued to just get worse and worse and worse. So that might be a little long. Should have practiced it for you guys, but it's okay. Go off the seat of your pants. Mess it all up. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to share from the heart and make sure people know that you really want to make a difference for them, and it's not about you, and it's not about, sales. And however long it takes for them to get what it is, it's okay. We don't want to come off pushy and salesy, but at the same time, the sooner you can bring value to the products that you're offering that will change their life, the sooner they're going to jump on board. Okay? So that's what we're doing, is just training you to be effective at sharing so that people who want to come to classes, they want to jump on board as quickly as possible. And some people take a long time. That's okay. They'll come around when they're ready. And, if you keep being consistent, so if you keep posting on Facebook, not overbearingly, of course, but if you keep, using your oils in front of people, if you are committed and consistent, they will see that. I have tons of people that know lots of wellness advocates, and they come to me because they know this is where they're going to get the education, and then I'm consistent. Like, I'm doing this for life. I'm not going anywhere. This isn't just a fly-by-night business that I decided to pick up one day and I'm going to switch to another business later. Okay? And you will earn that credibility and that trust if you stay consistent with it. And then this is like a brief overview of the compensation plan. So with your hostess, you can share a little bit with them, and say like, hey, like, this is, what I'm making. Now, if you're like, hey, I want to do this as a business, you can make the money off the class. But if not, like, I'll just reward you because I'm going to do, all the work. I'm going to help your people afterwards. And you're going to help me and you'll get free stuff. So, but really the bottom line is changing lives receives compensation. Okay, so we're going to go back to the pipeline. Now we're going to look at the present option. Next week, we're going to do enroll. So I kind of split that up into two things. So Natural Solutions Handout Guide. This is our guide. And I have seen this guide morph and transform over the years. And I've created my own. I've helped people create them. I've used every different one you can imagine. But so I want to give you a little background about the Empowered Success System. It was originally the Share Success System, and it was created by Natalie and Andy Goddard, who are upline. And when they first started that system, it wasn't the system for me. I was actually using a different system, even though that was our upline. And what they decided was, and what's what I love about doTERRA culture, it's all about collaboration with cross-team. So they pulled in cross-team people from all different teams, people who are very business-minded, people who are very like, we're just here to help. It doesn't matter about money, whatever, all different types of people. People that are healers, people that are chiropractors, people that never had any experience in network marketing, people that came from other network marketing companies. They got everybody together and they said, let's revamp this thing and make it the best it can possibly be. And when they did that, miracles came out of it. And something very close to this actually came out of that. And I began using that system and training all my team on it, and it was amazing. We started getting really great results. Then what happened was, doTERRA didn't actually have their own system. They had some things, but no one liked them because doTERRA made it. doTERRA corporate is not out on the front line teaching classes like we are. We know what kind of materials we need because we're the ones out there doing it. And so Natalie and Andy Goddard ended up selling their system to doTERRA so that all wellness advocates around the world could use the same system and something that's proven, and that all of these different blue diamonds and presidential diamonds actually got to collaborate on. Okay? And so now we have the most perfect handouts anyone could imagine. And that's why I don't use any other system. There's still other people out there doing other things, doing their own things, but there's no need. We want to use what's in the back office. right in our shopping cart so everybody has access to it, and that's why I train only on this. And then it's now been translated into, I don't even know how many languages, but it's in Spanish and Portuguese and, Chinese and, like Mandarin and Japanese, like whatever. It's in all these different languages so that everybody can use the same system. And it's that lather, rinse, repeat. And we want to train people, we want to learn how to do it and then train other people how to do it. And so it's just as simple as walking people through this handout, okay? So when you're walking them through the handout, you want to just tell them, I want to go to this page right here. Well, first let me tell you, this is in the Class in a Box. If you haven't heard of the Class in a Box yet, I forgot if I talked about it on last week's video because I made like so many videos all at once. But the Class in a Box, it's $25. It's in your it's in your shopping cart. It comes with 10 of the Natural Solution handout guides to teach classes off of. It comes with a live, share, and build guide, the newest product catalog or product guide, and then it comes with 10 of the living magazines. The comes with the little invitations you can have your hostess use, or you can keep I keep those in my purse all the time as well. And then 10 5 ml bottles of wild orange. So if you added up how much that amount of wild orange costs, it would be $33 roughly. And the Class in a Box is only $25. So, I mean, hello, like don't ever buy wild orange in the 15 ml bottle again. You can buy the Class in a Box and use those for yourself. That's what I do. Okay, so Natural Solutions handout guide. Okay, so this presentation should take 40 to 50 minutes. You really want to keep it quick so you have time to work with people at the end and sign them up, get their orders, okay? So the purpose, gather people, listen to their needs, let them play with oils, make it fun. Focus on the needs of the attendees, share top solutions and how they can support. So the first 5 minutes is to make connections, tell your story in 1 to 2 minutes. So I actually tell my Lifelong Vitality Pack story when I'm talking about Lifelong Vitality Pack, but I like to tell my Deep Blue Rub story at the very beginning. And then state the intention. Well, I'm going to go through that. And then 10 minutes, share what are essential oils, why doTERRA. 5 minutes, have them write down their health priorities. And then 10 to 20 minutes, teach about essential oils, tie their health priorities to the essential oils in Lifelong Vitality Pack. And then 9 minutes to explain membership options and, go over the remainder of the kit. Okay. So the purpose of this class is to share how with a book and a box, you can become the solutions provider in your own home. You want to, I guess this is what you're doing. You're sharing how with a book and a box, you have become the solutions provider in your own home. And then draw from your experiences. Do what others can duplicate. Your next builder may be watching. Share the value of opening a doTERRA wholesale account. And today we're going to cover 3 things. What is an essential oil, how to use them, and how to get them in your home. Okay, you want to be really straight about that at the very beginning. There's going to be a time when I ask you to buy some oils. Now you don't have to, but I'm going to show you how to get these in your home because it doesn't make a difference if you don't have them in your home. And this front page of the Natural Solutions handout guide, you want to just let them know you have choices. There's the modern approach and the natural approach. And you can literally just read straight off of that. You do not have to make anything up. Just read straight off of it. And then, you can take some sharing. People want to say anything. And then essential oils are effective. So you're telling why essential oils, natural aromatic compounds found in plants. And you can tell them about the little cell there. So I'm sure all of you have seen me teach a class, so I don't need to go through every little thing that I say. If you haven't seen me teach a class, get to one of my classes and watch how I do it. And then, you'll want to co-teach your first class with your upline. So maybe they teach 3/4 of it and you teach 1/4 of it, what you feel comfortable doing. And then the next class, especially if you do those 4 classes in a week, you will rock this presentation by the end of it, okay? Then you do 50%, they do 50%. Then you do 25%, and then, you do 75%, and then your upline does only 25%. By the end of that 4th class, you could be teaching a class all on your own. Or if you want to run with it and teach the whole thing by yourself, be my guest. That was what I did. I'm kind of an anomaly on that factor. I have no fear. I just go for things full blast, whatever. And I have an amazing relationship with failure. So if I fail, I just pick myself back up and do it all over again and learn from my mistakes. We're going to talk a lot more about failure in one of the next classes. But really, that's what it takes. So I went to my first doTERRA class, and the next week I taught my own class with no one there, no one to help. I just went for it. And at that time, we had PowerPoints. Okay, people, like, ew, that was so hard and non-duplicatable. This sheet, like, the more you actually read off the sheet and then just share stories, the more duplicatable you are. So someone in your audience can go, oh, I can do that. If you're like spouting off, like, and I'm the worst at this, spouting off all the science and numbers and statistics, I love doing that. It's hard for me not to. Then it is not duplicatable. I've really had to rein it down and not do that kind of stuff because, people are like, ooh, she's smart. I couldn't do what she does. Even though I just memorized a few statistics, it's really not like anything special, but it seems like it to them. Okay, and then, go over why doTERRA is 100% safe, like go over that pie chart and share with them. And then how to use the oils aromatically, topically, and internally. And when you talk about aromatic, pass around that peppermint. Get them an experience right away. And then topically, the deep blue. I usually pass the deep blue rub and have them put it on somewhere where they have pain. Everybody has pain. Everybody needs peppermint. And then internally, pass around the On Guard. Share with them how you gargle with it if you have a sore throat, or, put it in a veggie cap, so they get a sense. So you don't want to just say, oh, you can use it aromatically, which means sniffing it. No, you want to share with them. Like, I diffuse lavender at night for sleep. And then I use this peppermint before I work out. I put it on my chest and breathe it in. You want to share with them how you actually use it so they can envision themselves using the product, okay? And then we go to the inside. So this front page should take 10 minutes, max, okay? Then you want to teach them about living an empowered lifestyle. So the first thing you want to do is have them write down their top health priorities. I want to feel less of this, and I want to feel more of this, okay? So I love this because, people aren't going to put like, I want to feel less diabetes, like I want to feel less tired. I want to feel less brain fog, whatever it is. Okay, we're going to talk about some of those. But it really helps actually keep your class more compliant. And so you're not having to deal with like, okay, what do I do for cancer? Like this is not the time for that. We can look that up later. And we can't say, oh, we cure things and stuff like that. We want to stay compliant. And I'm going to have you guys actually look some more stuff up on that next week. And it helps you, really just focus in as well on what their issues are. Because if you're bringing value, if you're telling them like, hey, this is going to assist you with that, then they're going to want to buy that product. But if they're just hearing things and you're talking about how oils work on babies and they don't have babies, they're not going to associate it for themselves, okay? And then there is a wish list. So you let them know about that, and they can check off products as you talk about things, or you can just have them circle items on the sheet right here, which is what I do. So you want to like have them actually write this down. Okay, so on the top part, you'll say this one is about like making over your medicine cabinet, being prepared for anything, and have them write that down. And then be refreshed with self-care. So this is our self-care. And then be healthy with daily habits. And have them write that stuff actually on their sheet. That's why there's a lot of white room. Okay? And what I love about this side of the page is this is actually every single item that's in the Natural Solutions kit. Okay? So it's pretty freaking cool. Okay, so I want to feel less tummy upset. And then, they're going to start saying different things. So you want to have people raise their hand like, hey, what do you want to feel less of? And have them read it off. Okay, great. And then what I'll even do a lot of times is go, all right, class, what do we use for tummy upset? Because a lot of times you'll have people who've already come to classes or use oils or, whatever. So it's not just me saying, oh, use this, oh, use this, oh, use this. I love to get the class interactive with me and ask tons of questions. So I'll say, all right, class, what do we do for tummy upset? And they'll say, Digestin, peppermint. And I'll be like, yep, okay, circle that if you have tummy upset. And then that's associated with that top line, number 6. And then I want to feel more rested. And I'll go, okay, great. What do we use for that? And people will go, lavender, serenity. Perfect. Circle that. Tension, headaches. Yes. Okay, what do we use for that? And then, if people don't know, or they don't automatically, say the thing that I'm thinking of, I will make suggestions as well, of course. Like, oh my gosh, past tense is my most favorite. Has anyone tried past tense? And then it might jog someone's memory and they're like, oh yeah, my friend put that on me. It was amazing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so energy. Lifelong Vitality Pack, baby. Okay, so somehow when all this is going on, you want to associate something with Lifelong Vitality Pack. And you're going to go, well, you know what? The best thing for energy is there's oils that give you an energy boost, which is great. But if you want sustained overall energy, just to feel like more energy every single day, I recommend Lifelong Vitality Pack. And then I tell them, what's in the pack, Microplex VMZ, the Alpha CRS, the XE Omega, and then you can just literally read everything that's on the bottom of that. Antioxidant, DNA protection, eye, brain, liver, just, more energy, less discomfort, which means pain, less pain. Everybody who gets on this has less pain. What I say is, everybody that gets on Lifelong Vitality Pack usually feels less pain, they sleep better, and they have more energy. And that's why it's our number 1 product. It's like anti-aging from the inside out, okay? And then I will tell them about my story, and what Lifelong Vitality Pack did for me. So if you're not on Lifelong Vitality Pack, you really can't share a personal testimonial. And so I'd love for, each of you, if you want, one of the things we say is like, be the product. If you're not being the product, you can't sell the product, okay? So you want to get on Lifelong Vitality Pack. And, the times you actually notice when the pack is working is when you stop using it and you start using it again. You'll be shocked. So I know my roommate, Courtney, she kind of got out of the habit of using it for a little while. And she's like, I'm so tired. And she kept complaining. I'm like, dude, are you taking your Lifelong Vitality Pack? And she's like, oh my God, no, I forgot about it. And like, okay, well, get on your pack. And she's like, within 2 days, she's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I'm good to go. I have the new Lifelong Vitality Pack that comes in the little single packs right here on my desk. So if I need one, I'm like, give me a boost. Although I do take Mito 2 Max and Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex and Terrazyme and PB Assist and all that good stuff. But hey, like if I forget that one day, it's okay. At least no matter what, I've got to have my 2 doses of Lifelong Vitality Pack every single day. And I just feel so much better. Okay. So, you'll just, it says it again, it's kind of redundant. Share with a book in a box how you become the solutions provider in your home. Okay, so after you're done with this section and this page, you're going to move into, okay, so now's my favorite part. I want to share with you how to get these essential oils in your home. And that's when you're going to move to the closing section of this handout, which I'm going to go over in a separate video. You'll watch that video next week. It's too much for one video. Okay, so I also want to share with you, we have started some other classes as well, and doing the rollerball make and take classes. So I've always done make and take classes, but I've usually done like DIY cleaning or DIY sunscreen, things like that. But Lisa Zimmer has created this rollerball make and take, which is simplified things, and I've recreated a whole bunch of sheets that mimic, you know, what she's doing, and you guys have access to everything I have. And I mean, they're freaking amazing. Like, I can't even tell you the shift in the business after incorporating this stuff in like last September. Okay, so this is one example. It's called the Aroma Touch Advantage. This is one of the core classes. And what it does is it takes the oils that are in the Aroma Touch kit, and then you actually make 5 blends out of that kit, and then you share with them why they need the kit, okay? So each blend's $5, and you know, oh gosh, where do I even begin with this? I think I'm going to do another video for you guys next week, like really going into more detail on how we actually do this class, to go along with your videos next week, okay? Because I don't want to overwhelm you right this moment, but the best thing to do is attend a rollerball make and take class, and then you'll get a sense of what it's all about, and then you'll see how easy it is for you to recreate. What I love about these classes is you make a lot of quick cash, so it helps you make your loyalty rewards order because you're going to be going through oils more often because you're going to be selling all of these roller balls. So you're not going to have any problem making your 100 PV order if you're selling roller balls all the time. Anyone who doesn't purchase a kit that day, they get to take home oils and try them. So this is great if people haven't had any touches before they come to a class. They're going to get to take this home and use them. I'm finding that these roller balls are actually working better than the little tiny sample bottles because people don't know what to do with a sample bottle necessarily. You know, if they have a diffuser, they might, you know, put in the diffuser. But I've found that these roller balls are so easy, and we actually put directions right on them. Roll them on your pulse points in the back of your neck so people can't forget what to do with the sample. It says it right on the label, and people are like so stoked. They're like, oh, I forgot what to do with that. I'm like, it's on the label. And they're like, oh, okay. But I don't say it like that. I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's why we put it on the label, because everybody forgets what to do. And they're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. You know, you got to make light of it, make fun, you know. And in the classes, so you can actually use that Natural Solutions handout guide like to, at the beginning of your class, make the roller balls and then do the closing, just like I'm going to teach you next week. Or you can use the trifold brochure that looks like this. Okay, and I'm going to print off, I'm going to order like a bunch of blank ones, okay? And then you guys can actually just put your sticker right on the front, or I can order you like separate with your name and information directly on it. It's more expensive that way, but they're super duper duper cheap if you just buy these and then get a label and put the label on it. But you can see in the the brochure, it's going to have, you know, your actual closing right there. And then on the inside, you can teach a class straight out of the brochure, and it's a little more simplified. But I love this brochure because you can teach a class anywhere, anytime, you know, sitting at the car wash, or, you know, you're waiting for your, you know, to get your oil changed or whatever. Like, and these are great to pass out anywhere and everywhere that you go. Okay. So let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to say about rollerball make and take classes? You know, it does take a little more prep work when you're doing the rollerball class versus just a regular natural solutions handout. But what I'm finding is it's way easier to book the classes. People love hosting these rollerball classes. We have so many different topics, whether it's for pets, kids, intimacy, men's health, women's health, just, you know, beauty class, you know, there's so many different topics. And what I love about it too is that, you know, people will actually host more than one class. And, you know, sometimes you'll have a class that, you know, and the juice is booking classes off classes to build your momentum. And that's how I built a lot of my business and made so many freaking awesome friends that I would have never known. I mean, these are people like 10 people removed. Like, you know, someone books a class, and then I'll go to that person's class, and then that person books a class, and then another books a class, another books a class. So I'm years into this booking classes off classes, where I met people that I would have never, ever, ever known or could have ever found, you know, and made some amazing, amazing friends through it. And that's what I love the most, is really our community and the relationships that I've built, and being, you know, part of something bigger than myself. So sometimes at a class, people will say, oh, I would host a class, but everybody I know is already at this class. Cool. Well, this completely diffuses that problem, because it's like, well, why don't you just do a cleaning class and invite all the same people? Let's talk to everybody. What is a topic everybody wants to come to? Oh, you know, everybody wants to come to a pet class. Okay, well, let's do a pet class at your house then. And then that way you get all the blends for free for hosting the class, and we'll just keep the ball rolling, rolling, rolling. So, you know, I've made as little as $50 off. You know, I've taken home as little as $50 off one of these classes. And I've made as much as a couple $100s. So I know one of our girls, she made over $300 off one class. Okay. And, you know, she was just really good at like having people buy multiples of each blend, you know, okay. And then another cool thing is, like, when someone couldn't come to a class, you know, like, you can tell your hostess when they can't come, like, hey, did you want me to make you all 5 of the blends? Just Venmo me or PayPal me $25, and then I'll make you one of each blend. So then you're going out and you're taking that blend to them and you're giving them the brochure. So then you can follow up with them later and actually enroll them later, or invite them to another class later. But you know, that's quick cash coming into your pocket, as well as getting them a touch to someone that didn't even show up to the class. So it's an amazing, amazing opportunity for you guys. And, you know, whatever you need help with in preparing and setting it up, you know, if you don't have all the supplies yet and you want me to come teach them, or your upline to come teach them, that's totally okay too, until you can invest. But your investment, you will make that money back quick. Okay. So don't worry about investing. Just, you know, go for it. And then you'll make back that money. And then, you know, whatever money you make off that class, you want to take that money and just keep reinvesting it in more oils, in more supplies, and, you know, getting your brochures and all those things like that. Okay. All right. So that is really it for today. Success is simple. Use the doTERRA products, share doTERRA, and teach others. And then you just teach others to do the same thing. Teach them to share, teach them to use the products, teach them to share, and then teach them to teach others. And that ripple effect just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And that's how you build your pipeline. And that's how you end up with 100,000 people underneath you on your team one day. Like, it really is that simple, but it just takes consistency, dedication, and keeping it top of mind. So whatever it is for you to keep it top of mind, and that's why we created this 6-week launch system. So you have a coach and you have a committed colleague. And I highly recommend texting your committed colleague every single day or texting your coach every single day. This is not required, but text them in the morning. Okay, I'm going to do these are my 2 actions I'm going to take today. And then let them know, did you take the actions? Yes or no? And then do it again tomorrow. And it just when you keep it top of mind, out of sight, out of mind, or keep it in sight, you keep it in mind, and you'll really go far. And just know you have a huge support system backing you up. There's, it, and I have made sure our team culture is that cross team are supporting cross team. So even if you're not on the same team, if you're sister legs or whatever, like everybody's here to support everybody. So if you're making little cute graphics or anything, like upload them into the group so that other people can use them and share them. And, let's all just support each other in winning. When you win, I win. And that's how we want to create our culture for our team. And it's really just as simple as that. Lather, rinse, repeat, and making it simple and duplicatable. So don't make it too complicated. Have someone, watch what you do and say, I can do that. And represent the business in a way that builder prospects can see themselves in it. And just make it all about helping people and sharing from the heart. And when you're doing that, people will come to you. If you're all about the money, people won't come to you. Just be all about helping people and, finding a solution for their needs, and people will come to you. So go out and share, go out and present. And part of your homework this week is to actually present the Natural Solutions class, minus the closing part, to at least one person this week. Now, you want to do the closing if you can, but you don't have to this week. And even if it's to practice on your husband, your best friend, someone safe, practice makes perfect. And I was not great at this from the very beginning, right? Like, it took me practice too. So just believe in yourself and, let others believe in you, and we believe in you. So take that and run with it. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you next week. Bye.